The last couple of years, Jim Chalmers, our treasurer, gave us a surplus budget, 15.8 billion and 9.3 billion in the last 2 years. But unfortunately, this year, we've got a budget deficit of 27.6 billion. So for 24-25, and growing out to 42 billion for 25-26. So unfortunately, we're not in the green, we're in the red, right? Or not in the black, but we're in the red. And that could be the impact of the cyclone as well. We had Cyclone Alfred, so that's part of the reason. But the bottom line is, Labour has a reputation for spending, and the spending has come back, and we're now in a deficit position. So in terms of where the money is going to be spent, if you looked at the budget, it was mainly Medicare. So Labour ran a Medicare budget, so 8.5 billion in terms of the Medicare spend. But in terms of other big items in the budget, $33 billion for housing. So as you know, housing is a major problem. $17 billion for infrastructure. And the third one, which is tax cuts. I'll talk about that in a second. Tax cuts, $17 billion for tax cuts. And the fourth one being Medicare, so $8 billion for Medicare. So these are the big budget items that was in the budget, and resulting in a deficit for this year and then for next year as well, and overall blowing our sort of overall deficit or debt level close to $1 trillion. So she's getting to $1 trillion, which is a lot better than the US, which is at $33 trillion, as you know. In terms of tax impacts for everyday Australians, there's proposed tax cuts in not this year, in the year commencing, or not in the year coming, but in the year commencing 1 July 26. The marginal tax rate at 16% is going to go to 15%, and in the year 27, it'll go from 15 to 14%. So they're reducing that marginal tax rate, which is that second bracket, up to $18,000 is tax-free, 18,000 to 45,000, plus tax at 16%. That's going to go to 15% in July 26 and 14% in July 27. So a little bit of saving. The average Australian expected to save about $500. So $500 in tax savings. They're also increasing the Medicare levy threshold slightly. So for the year coming for 24-25, it's at the moment it's 26,000. It's going to go to $27,000, 27,222 to be precise. So slight increase in the Medicare levy threshold. So not significant, but if you're going below that $27,000 number, you don't pay any Medicare levy. In terms of small businesses, not a lot in there, unfortunately, for small businesses, apart from the energy bill relief that's been extended for another 6 months. So if you're a small business and you're going to save $150 for every 6 months for the next from July 25 to December 25. $150 for 6 months. That's $75 a quarter. So first quarter of next financial year, $75, and the following quarter, $75.